You're watching Iron Beasts of World War II, where we break down the combat machines of World War II using only original archival photos and verified historical data. And today, the full breakdown of the Soviet light tank that took the very first blow of the war, the T-26. Early 1930s. The Soviet Union is just beginning to form its mechanized forces. Experience is limited. Timelines are tight. And the threat of a major war is becoming increasingly real. The Red Army needed a simple, mass-produced tank to support infantry on the battlefield. Not a breakthrough tank. Not a maneuver warfare tool. Just a reliable machine to accompany advancing troops. In 1931, based on the British Vickers Mk.E, the USSR began producing the T-26. It was meant to be a temporary solution. But it stayed in service far longer than anyone planned. The T-26 designers didn't chase revolution. Their mission was reliability, simplicity, and mass production. The armor was just thick enough to be acceptable. The hull was riveted at first, then later welded. The turret was built for one man, to streamline manufacturing. These compromises were intentional. Less weight meant less stress on the engine. A simpler design meant crews could learn faster. Lower cost meant thousands could reach the front. The T-26 was built as a tool for a peacetime army preparing for a war of the previous generation. Engine/power plant. Type: carbureted, 4-cylinder gasoline engine. Power: 90 horsepower. Top speed: up to 30 km per hour, on road. Range: approximately 120 km on highway. Armor/protection. Front hull, up to 15 mm, sides and rear, 10 to 15 mm, turret, up to 15 mm. The armor protected against small arms and shrapnel. It offered no real defense against anti-tank G*NS or heavy machine G*NS. Armament. Main G*N, 45 mm 20K cannon. Machine G*NS, 1 to 2 DT machine G*NS. Ammunition load, up to 122 rounds. Shell types included: armor-piercing, high-explosive fragmentation. Mobility. Cross-country mobility, limited. Suspension, simple and reliable, but stiff. Track system, wore down quickly during long marches. The T-26 had a crew of 3. The commander had to do it all: observe, aim, fire, reload, and lead. All from a cramped one-man turret. Interior space was tight. Visibility was poor. Communication between tanks was often non-existent. And yet, crews appreciated the T-26 for its simplicity. It forgave beginner mistakes. It could be repaired in the field with basic tools. Mechanics knew its weak points and how to fix them on the spot. The T-26 saw action in nearly every pre-war conflict involving the Red Army. In Spain, it dominated early battles, out*ing the light tanks used by the nationalists. But artillery and airstrikes soon exposed its vulnerability. In the Winter War with Finland, its flaws became clear. Thin armor and poor mobility turned the T-26 into easy prey for well-dug-in defenders. And then came June 1941. As Operation Barbarossa began, the T-26 stood on the front lines against a Wehrmacht trained and equipped for mobile warfare. Losses were catastrophic. T-26s were destroyed in combat, abandoned due to breakdowns, or caught in relentless air attacks. But these tanks bought time for evacuation, for industry, and for the arrival of a new generation of armored vehicles. Against early German Panzer I tanks, the T-26 had clear superiority in firepower. Against the Panzer II, it fought on more equal terms, comparable armament, but lagging behind in communication and coordinated tactics. But by 1941, the battlefield had changed. The T-26 was now outclassed by almost every major tank. Panzer III and IV had better armor and radios. BT series tanks outpaced it in speed. Western Allied designs offered better survivability. The T-26 was a tank from a past war thrown into a war of the future. The T-26 became a platform for dozens of variants. Early models featured twin turrets, a concept quickly abandoned. Later versions included flamethrower tanks, command tanks with radio antennas, engineer vehicles, training tanks, self-propelled G*NS and even armored personnel carriers on the same chassis. It was a testbed. A workhorse. A compromise. But no modernization could fully overcome the tank's outdated core design. The T-26 was not a tank of victory. It never stormed Berlin. It didn't win decisive battles. But it taught. It trained thousands of Red Army tankers, mechanics, engineers, and officers. It helped develop tactics in a time when modern warfare was still taking shape. Its failures became lessons. Its weaknesses pushed designers to think differently. Without the experience gained from the T-26, there would be no clear path toward the revolutionary design of the T-34. It was a bridge. From past doctrines to future victories. Strengths: simplicity, mass production, easy field repairs. Weaknesses: thin armor, weak mobility, overburdened crew commander. The T-26 was a poor tank for the War of 1941. But an essential tank for the history of Soviet armored warfare. It didn't win battles. It won time. This was the full breakdown of the T-26 light tank here on Iron Beasts of World War II. We use only real archival photographs and verified historical data to uncover the truth behind World War II's combat machines. Subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments, which World War II vehicle do you want to see featured in the next episode?